What is up, friends, and welcome to From the Mind of Dick. I hope everyone's doing well out there wherever you may be. I just want to address, before I get started, I want to address last week's episode. I just want you guys to know I'm good. I promise you I'm good. I had a few people reach out, and I just want you all to know that it's okay to be a little depressed. It's okay for that to happen, and that's why I wanted to put out an episode about it. It's okay. I was taught that you can't do that. Like growing up, I was taught you don't show your emotions. You don't, you hold it in, basically, be a man. And I'm letting you guys know that it's okay for that to happen. And that's why I wanted to put out that episode. So guys, I'm good. We figured it out. We basically figured out what we were going to do, and that's all we needed to do. But I got really lost and overwhelmed and felt like the world was over, like nothing was ever going to get better. But even just in the last week, a lot of things have gotten better at work. I found some things out that I like, and things are getting better. So I promise you, I'm good. I love you guys. Thank you all for reaching out and making sure I'm good. There's like 3 or 4 people that reached out, like 4 people that reached out and said, hey, anything I can do? And guys, thank you, really. But I have an amazing partner, and we figured it out. So Dick's good. Love you guys. The first thing I wanted to discuss on this episode today, as I'm recording this, it is our opening day for baseball, and I'm super excited. Of course, you guys know I'm a big Dodger fan. My intro, I don't know if you guys have picked it up. I haven't said anything about it, but the reason I started doing that was because that's what Vin Scully says. I don't know if you guys remember. He's like, I hope everyone's doing well out wherever you may be. I started doing that because it's kind of a tribute to the late, great Vin Scully. And I've born and raised a Dodger fan, grew up my whole life listening to Vin. And on this podcast, as I started getting, a little bigger, I started saying, you know what? I'm going to start saying that. Nobody's picked up on it. Nobody said anything yet. That's what it's for. I'm a big Dodger fan. So I hope everyone's doing well out there wherever you may be. And Dodgers starting today. The only thing I want to talk about is, in the offseason, they went and blew everybody away and got all the best players. And they have 8 starting pitchers now. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have ace starting pitchers coming out of the bullpen now because they have too many. It's just crazy. They just signed everybody. They just went out and got everybody. All the big names, all the big free agents, anyone that they wanted to get, they just went and got, spent all the money. And people are hating. Of course, people are hating. But all I got to say is y'all unleashed a beast. You guys unleashed a beast. All you Dodger haters unleashed a beast. For what, 12, 15 years, all I heard was, Dodgers win the division and never win the World Series. They always choke. They're never going to do it. They can always win the division, but so what? So much. I heard that for years and years and years, and it was getting so fucking annoying. It was literally just like, Jesus, I know, what can I do? Hey, I'm still going to be a Dodger fan. I'm still going to root for my team, but they're not winning the World Series. And then in 2020, I was excited because they won, and everybody hated on that, because it was a shortened season because of COVID, and everybody hated on it. And I just got to say, nothing Mickey Mouse about that last one. They actually didn't even have all their players, and they still won. Yeah, they had a better team. The Padres said they had the better team, but then the Yankees said they had the better team. No, you didn't, because you would have won the World Series. Maybe on paper you had the better team because you had a full team. You had all your good players. And even with all your good players and us not having all our good players, we still beat your ass. You got to win it in the end, guys. It's not going to happen unless you actually play the game. You can be good on paper and you're not going to win. And now my team is the best on paper, and I'm calling it right now. Yeah, you still got to play, but they have players. They're so deep that if they lose players, they still got all-stars that can take their place. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm excited that they got Kike back. I'm excited that Kershaw is going to play another year with the Dodgers. Kershaw's the GOAT, 100%. Best to ever do it, I think. So anyway, I'm excited about that. I just wanted to address that. Stop talking shit about the Dodgers just fucking buying their team, buying their championship. This is what you made this happen. Just got to say that. You guys made this happen. All you haters made it happen. Anyway, we're going to win the World Series again this year. Go Dodgers. Now, let's get started on the podcast. First, I wanted to say what's up to my boy Danny B at the Conference Call podcast. Please go listen to his podcast. I think we're going to do useless information next week, so check out the Useless Information podcast. Please go like and do everything and comment and review, give 5 stars to all the podcasts. Please go do all that. What's up, Danny? I'll see you next week. Hopefully we can get one in. But I always want to talk about my boy and promote his podcast. And then I have notes, and yes, I'm going to blatantly look at my notes because I'm stupid. So first thing I want to talk about is this crazy ass shit that's going on with Tesla. They're burning Teslas now. And can somebody explain to me why? Why are we protesting Elon? Because he's aligned with Trump? Oh, because he's a Nazi? Because he did this? Saying, from my heart like that? That's, if y'all really think that, you're stretched. It's a stretch. You're stretching, guys. You're really pushing it. You're really just trying to find anything. And you're not smart enough to actually look into anything. So you're trying to find something, right? Here's the thing with Doge. Elon is fucking helping you. Okay. Doge is helping you. He's taking your tax dollars and he's finding waste, fraud, and abuse, that shit that we shouldn't be wasting our tax dollars on. Okay. That's what he's doing with your tax dollars that's been frivolously spent and caused so much inflate. I can't fucking talk. Let me start over. So much abuse and caused so much inflation and so much shit, and making the deficit what it is. Of course, there's other things, but this is just the beginning. We got 4 years of this, and he's already found millions and millions of dollars, if not billions. I don't know what the total is, but he's already found so much. He's helping you guys, and you guys are, sorry, I hit my fake microphone. He's helping you guys, and you're protesting him just because he's aligned with Trump. When last year, even, everybody was pushing an electric vehicle, go buy a Tesla, save the environment, climate change, wah, wah, wah. That's what everybody was pushing. And so all the people on the left, and I'm going to say left and right because I don't align with Democrat, Republican. I just don't believe in two parties, but there's always going to be a divide. There's a left and there's a right. So for lack of a better term, I'm going to say left and right. You guys know what I mean. Everybody on the left was buying Teslas. Okay. It wasn't conservatives buying Teslas. I can not think of any conservative that was going to go buy a Tesla, because we're all about gas. We're all about fossil fuels, baby. We're all about horsepower. But I do want to say about Teslas, if you're buying a Tesla because it's badass, buy it because it's badass, not to change the environment. Buy a Tesla because it's badass, because those are badass cars. I'd never been in one in my life. I got in one. It was a lift, and I caught a lift from John Wayne Airport to Alhambra, where my kids live, and it was a Tesla, and I'd never been in one. And the screen is like huge, and you see on the screen all the other cars on the road. It senses all the other cars on the road, and you see them driving by you, and you see what they are, and it senses if it's a truck or if it's a van. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know they did that. And I'm just watching the screen the whole time, this whole 45-minute drive. I'm just watching the screen, and I'm like, this car's badass. So if that's why you're buying it, because it's badass, like, that's why I would buy one. But I don't want to go have to plug in. I want to fucking put some gas in my car. If that's why you're buying a Tesla, then yeah, do that. But if you're buying it to save the environment, then you're wrong, because electric vehicles don't save the environment. They're actually worse for the environment. And I'll explain. Yeah, they don't have emissions, right? They're no emissions because they're electric. But where do you think electricity comes from? When you plug it into your wall or you plug it into that charging station, where do you think electricity comes from? That's right. It comes from fossil fuels. Power plants burn coal, right? Like, they're fossil fuels, right? So you're really thinking that you're saving the environment when we're using more electricity to plug in our vehicles. And then California wanted to do all electric vehicles by 2035? They can't even make it through the summer without brownouts, because everybody's running their AC, and they want everybody on the grid plugging in their car. You know how many millions of people are in LA? And LA can't make it through without brownouts. But that's what you want? Let alone, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, it has more of a carbon footprint to make a Tesla than it does to make, like, a Chevy. Okay? To make a gas vehicle. It has more of a carbon footprint. It uses more emissions to build those vehicles. And they use more, I'm just going to say carbon footprint, which is what we're talking about, to build one than it does to build a gas vehicle. So you're hurting the environment more by building those things. You got to think about that. They're using fossil fuels to build them. They're using electricity. Now there's rare earth minerals that are in the batteries, cobalt, right? And others. Rare earth minerals that they have to mine. And where are they getting these? And what are they using to mine these vehicles? They're not using electric vehicles. They're using gas-powered, diesel-powered machines and slave labor. Go buy a Tesla. Go buy an electric vehicle, right? So because of all that, I would never buy an electric vehicle because they're not good for the environment. I think Teslas are badass. I've never been in a different electric vehicle, but I think Teslas are badass. But that's why I would buy one, not because it's saving the environment. So if you think you're saving the environment by driving a Tesla, you're stupid. And the thing is, all the people on the left were saying, go buy electric vehicles. We're going to save the environment. Fuck fossil fuels. Get rid of oil, right? And now, because Elon has aligned with Trump, now they're burning Teslas. But you got to realize, guys, all you that are going out and scratching Teslas and burning Teslas and all this shit, all of you that are doing this, you need to realize something. There's no conservatives driving those Teslas, or very few, because most of the people that are driving Teslas are on the left. So you're just eating each other. And that's funny to me, because the percentage of people that own Teslas, I'll guarantee you, align with the left. So it's just so funny that now we're burning Teslas when a year ago we were talking about save the environment by an electric vehicle. Well, the world is retarded, guys. The whole world is retarded. So somebody explain to me why we are protesting Elon. What is the problem? What are we doing? Why are we being dumb? Because nobody can explain what they're mad about, except for the fact that he's aligned with Trump now. And there's people putting stickers on their cars that say, I bought this before Elon did whatever he did. I bought this before Doge. Like, but what's wrong with Doge? It's a good thing. It's going to help our country. This is going to be good. This is going to be a good thing, guys. I promise. But that's the other thing I wanted to address when it comes to Doge. And I wrote this down so I didn't forget, because I wanted to talk about like basically dismantling and getting rid of the Federal Department of Education. And that has to do with Doge. It has to do with saving money, right? It has to do with waste, fraud, and abuse, because it's waste. It's wasteful. And why is it wasteful? So the Federal Department of Education, and this is federal, has not, I mean, it was put into place in 1979, I want to say. I don't look these things up, but I believe it was 1979. And since then, nothing has gotten better. Things have only gotten worse. Literacy, math scores, all this stuff has not gotten better. It's gotten worse. And there's all these people that are making $100,000, $200,000 a year in the Federal Department of Education that aren't doing anything. They're not fixing anything. They're not helping anything. Ronald Reagan said it in the 80s. And you think what you want about Reagan, whatever. Reagan said it in the 80s he wanted to get rid of the Department of Education. They've been wanting to do that for a long time. It's not just Trump. Trump's finally got the balls to just fucking do it, because he doesn't give a shit. Right? He's in this second term and he's just like, he's going balls out. He's just like, I'm going to fucking get rid of everything that sucks. And there's other people that didn't want to do that for fear of how it looked. Trump doesn't give a shit. He's just, this is what someone wanted to do. But this is something that's been talked about for a long time. And so there's a lot of federal employees that are losing their jobs. There's a lot of, besides the Department of Education, there's a lot of federal employees that are losing their jobs. Bill Clinton got rid of $400,000 or 400,000 federal employees to save money because it was wasteful. He was a Democrat. Okay. He did it. A lot of people have done it. Okay. It's happened before. And you got to understand that this is a good thing. Now, what I don't think you realize is every state has its own Department of Education. So now there's going to be the State Department of Education. They will be able to get more funding because there's not going to be wasteful federal Department of Education. So a lot of that funding will be able to go to the states. And so these states that have areas that are, not getting as much funding will get more funding, and maybe they can increase their test scores. Maybe they can put more money into the schools. And this is going to help. There's going to be more funding. Teachers aren't going to lose their jobs. Nothing like that is going to happen. It's just going to state level. That's what people don't understand. So why is he getting rid of the Department of Education? He's not. He's dismantling the federal part of it, which it's not necessary. We have it at state level. Okay. And I'll let the states decide. Let the states do their thing. Okay. Now I've said my piece about Doge, about Teslas. You guys don't understand I don't align with a party. I always say that. I align with the truth. I look at things in a way that is common sense, and common sense ain't so common these days. And people are just pissed off about all these different things that don't make sense because you don't look into it. You just believe what you see. And the reason that the left, the Democrats, are pissed off is because a lot of this wasteful money is going into their pockets. That's the biggest thing. A lot of this wasteful money is going to all these things, and it's getting laundered and going into their pockets. And now all this money that they are getting, they're going to get not only found out about, in the end, they're going to get found out about it. Shit's going to go down, and these people are going to go to prison. And they know this, so they're scrambling to try to make you believe that this is a bad thing. And that's why they're doing it, because they're trying to make you believe that it's a bad thing when it's a good thing for you. It's putting your tax dollars to use in a better way so we don't have this trillions and trillions of dollars in budget deficit. Okay? I'm just a dummy from the desert. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have ADHD and I go through rabbit holes like crazy because sometimes I just got to know about this. I just got to know. So the next thing I wanted to talk about in this next segment is, did you guys see the new discovery that they found with this new technology, with this it's like radar technology, but it's like uses lasers, and it's like, I don't understand it. Joe Rogan calls it LiDAR. So it's like laser radar. They used it in the rainforest, and I saw this cool like video of them using it in the rainforest, and they found all these little shapes and stuff like that were man-made, like there was a civilization there. And they found all this, they didn't know it was there before, because they could get through the trees and get through all that without actually excavating and all that stuff. So they went through all that with LiDAR, and then they went to a few years ago, they went to the pyramids, and they looked at what was underneath. And they didn't do the Great Pyramid, but they did the other one of the other ones, the one in the middle, which was Khafre, the Pyramid of Khafre, I want to say it's called. And they used this technology, and they saw what was underneath. And I'll put a picture of what they found, but it was these spirals that went down on these pillars that went down, like, I don't remember the distance, but it was like miles, right? They used kilometers, but I'm like, I'm not from England. I don't know what a fucking kilometer is. But they went down and then had these two boxes that they connected to. And it's like, what the fuck is that? And I've seen videos where like, oh, this is all fake, it's not real. But, I'm going to believe it's real for right now until it's proven fake. It's crazy shit, because it kind of somewhat proves something that I've been talking about for a long time. Now, one of the theories that I have, and hopefully in my lifetime, some of this shit's proven fact, but I don't think it ever will be. But they're finding more and more and more shit all the time. And one of the theories that I have looked into that I like is the fact that the pyramids aren't tombs, because tombs in Egypt are usually covered with like hieroglyphs and just all that, and they're fancy, right? They're really fancy. Pyramids are fancy, but the way they were built and the materials that they were used were from far away. Like, and they had materials to build right there, but they got these special materials because they had special minerals in them. The limestone had more magnesium in it or something like that, which can conduct more electricity. I believe it was a power plant. It's crazy theory, right? I believe that the Great Pyramids were a power plant. And you see in a lot of the hieroglyphs, you see that they're holding these weird like poles, or they're like staffs. And then like some of them you see, like with the Anunnaki, you see a lot of them have these little purses. Nobody knows what those purses were, but they're all carrying them, right? And I believe that those held power, wireless power. Like, you could power all your shit with them. And they had lamps, they had whatever, they had technology. They had all sorts of fucking crazy technology. And we're made to believe that they were very primitive at that time and they didn't have technology. I believe they did. And I believe it came from another planet. I recently watched the movie Stargate. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's with Kurt Russell. It's an old ass movie. I want to say it's from the 80s or early 90s, but it's an old ass movie, but it's called Stargate. And what that movie says is there was this Stargate to another, it's like a gate to another planet, where it actually, you go through this gate and you end up on another planet far off, way off beyond what we can see. And on that planet, it was kind of like Egypt, right? It was all sand and all that stuff, right? And there was another pyramid there, right? And they had humans there, but these humans, were speaking a far off 1,000-year-old language from Egypt that was actually different than anything. They had that one dude, I don't remember his name, but he's in like Blacklist. That was back when he had hair. He was in it, and he was this scientist that could know all these dialects and languages, right? And he was like, I don't even understand this language, because they kind of made it up over thousands of years. But it's kind of like an ancient Egyptian dialect. And so what the story is that humans, us, came from that planet through the Stargate. And Ra, the sun god of Egypt, right, was from another planet. His planet was dying off and his whole race was dying off. And he went into a human body because human bodies are easy to heal, used humans that were on this other planet to go to Earth because Earth had precious minerals. So they were going through the Stargate to get to these precious minerals, created us, used us to mine all these minerals. And then when he was done, closed up the Stargate, came back and left us there. And that became the human race as we know it. It's kind of little off of the theory I have, but the theory I have is that the Anunnaki came from another planet. Could have been through a Stargate, could have been through spaceships. I don't know. Wasn't there. But the Anunnaki came through, had all this technology, built the pyramids because they used what they had on the planet to build these pyramids because they needed power. And they used the Earth's power through these minerals and through the pyramids to build a power plant. And then they had power to do what they needed to do so they could get the minerals that they needed to take back to their planet, because they had to mine minerals for their planet because their planet was running out. Crazy theory. That's my theory. But now they found this shit underneath the Khafre pyramid, and it's kind of going like more and more shit's being discovered. And it's kind of like really like more and more, we're finding out more and more crazy shit about Egypt, about the pyramids and all this stuff. And I watch Ancient Aliens a lot. So I look at these things and I'm like, this shit makes sense to me. Some of this just makes sense. I mean, I know I'm stupid sometimes. I know that a lot of people look at me like, yeah, you're crazy. But then this happens and I'm like, okay, another thing that looks like it could be to provide power, to pull power from the earth, right? They're miles down, they're huge. What are they? Are they coils? Like what is this? I think that the pyramids in Egypt weren't tombs. They were a power plant to provide power for everywhere. And you see all these little monoliths and you see all these other things, and maybe those were to connect power. You see them everywhere. You see them in South America. You see them all over the world. How did all these people connected all over the world know all these things? Have all the same technology and all the same like pyramids and all this stuff? How do they all have the same shit? Because somebody came to Earth and gave them all this knowledge. Okay, now I'm sounding like a nerd. I am a nerd, but I just wanted to get it out because this new thing with the pyramids is blowing my fucking mind, because it's like, what is it? What is it? It's just proving more and more some of my theories that there was some ancient fucking technology, some ancient civilizations that had more technology than we realize and that we're being told. Why are they hiding it from us? I don't understand why. I don't know why they would hide it from us. There's got to be reasons, okay? Maybe so they can control us and make us think that we aren't from this other ancient civilization. They don't want us to know all this stuff for some reason. But there's so much history that we don't know, that they hide from us. And I think it's bullshit. Like, I want to know. This is something that I really like. I really am passionate about when it comes to like ancient technologies and stuff like that. It's crazy shit. And I look into it a lot. But anyway, I want to do a whole episode on that one of these days, just on just like ancient Egypt and like all these technologies and like the Easter Islands and all that stuff, because that shit just fascinates me. I love it. But anyway, believe what you believe, look at it. I'm just a dummy from the desert. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I wanted to end this with some music news, because music, if you look behind me, you see guitars and drums and shit. So I'm a music fan. I wanted to get into some music news to end this. So first thing I want to talk about, and this is just kind of stupid, but like, who the fuck is Benny Blanco? How come I've never heard of this motherfucker? Somebody explain to me. Is it just because now, like, I know he has like all these like #1 hits that he's written, and I fucking respect that. Like, because the songs he's written, like, they're actually not bad songs. Like, he's got a lot of good songs. But where the fuck did he come from? Like, I know he's been around for years and years, but why is he showing up on my Instagram feed every fucking day? Is it because he's like with Selena Gomez? And who gives a fuck about Selena Gomez? Who fucking cares? Who the fuck is Benny Blanco? Yeah, I know he's a genius songwriter, but why is he showing up all of a sudden out of nowhere? And why have I never heard of him? I've heard pretty much every song that he's written that's blown up, because I keep seeing these things. I'm like, wait, he wrote that song too. Wait, he wrote that song. And I'm so interested in how like songs are written, because I like writing songs. And I'm so interested in like how people, the process of writing songs. And he has like a podcast that he did that I watched a few clips of, that he explains how he wrote certain songs, like Moves Like Jagger and certain songs like that, how he wrote these songs and how he presented them. And that interests me. But like, who the fuck is this guy? Where the fuck did he come from? How did he get famous? How did he write his first song and just get famous? Like, why can't I do that? Like, who is he? He's got to have connections. Anyway, that's my question. Who the fuck is Benny Blanco? Anyway, answer that for me in the comments. Thank you. But the big news that I wanted to talk about, you guys know how much I love the band Sublime. And there was a time, like, I grew up with, I remember being in my friend Marcus's bedroom, and he pulled out this tape and was like, dude, you gotta hear this. And he put on Date Rape, and it blew my fucking mind. And from that second I heard that song, I've been the biggest Sublime fan. I listen to reggae now, like, that's all I listen to. And it's because of Sublime, because I started listening to that. Then I got into like Slightly Stupid. I started listening to bands like Pepper in the 90s and stuff like that. And then lately it's been like, I've discovered Dirty Heads and Stick Figure. All these bands come from Sublime. And I just heard that Sublime, and not Sublime with Rome, that's done. Thank God. Love Rome. I've heard some shit about him that I don't want to talk about. Heard he's a dude. But the songs, I still listen to them because I'm all about music and I love a lot of the Sublime with Rome songs, but they weren't Sublime. But now with Jacob, Bradley's son, fronting Sublime, and it's the original members, it's Bud and Eric, Sublime is coming out with new music. They're going to put out a new album. Travis Barker's involved in it. I'm just super fucking excited about this. A new fucking Sublime album, and it's fucking Sublime. It's not Sublime with Rome. They have a bunch. Sublime with Rome has a bunch of good songs, and I really dig them. But this is Sublime, guys. This is gonna be epic. This is gonna be fucking insane. Sublime is putting out a new album, and then Travis Barker's gonna be involved, and I love Travis Barker, except for the fact that he married a Kardashian. But can you believe this shit, guys? Sublime will have new music. The first new music from Sublime since 1996. Sublime changed my life, like literally. Like there's a line in one of the Sublime songs, right? It says punk rock changed my life. Well, Sublime changed my life. It made me get into ska. It made me get into other things. And you guys know how much I love ska music. Like Sublime literally changed my life. And they're gonna put out new music. That's fucking crazy, guys. Like I just can't wait to fucking see this. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be insane. So that's really all I got, guys. Really appreciate you for listening. Again, I'm good. I'm happy. I have a great life. And I love all you guys. So it's all about how you recover. Okay? I love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.